California does need some rescuing, but Larry, such a pleasure to have you. I watched
Thank you for
this,
having me.
and it is astounding that they are so outraged about Elon and not outraged about the taxpayer money that's been completely misused. This cannot help their case with voters and elections next go around. But there they are. It's all about getting a viral moment, isn't it?
Yeah, and I was watching this morning, of course, Maxine Waters and other Democrats pounding the door, trying to get into the Department of Education. All Donald Trump wants to do is shut it down so that people in America, particularly urban kids getting a crappy education in K through 12, can have school choice. The polls show that most Black and brown parents living in the inner city want school choice. Donald Trump wants to liberate kids from the tyranny of K through 12 government education. If you think about it, the last Republican president that angered Blacks so much for liberating angry Democrats rather for liberating Blacks so much was Abraham Lincoln. So 85% of Black eighth graders nationwide can neither read nor do math at grade level. The teachers union are the biggest funder of the Democratic Party. So of course they want to do the teachers union bidding, and of course they hate school choice because they want to keep kids mired in this horrible education system. I'm in Los Angeles, and because of COVID and the overreaction to it, schools were shut down for 2 years, K through 12 urban schools here in Los Angeles. So kids have lost 2 years of education, which translates into learning loss over the course of their lives, earnings loss over the course of their lives.
You're right.
And regarding the size of government, I've always said this, Bianca. Democrats don't care about the size of government. Republicans in the past wanted to take a pocket knife to a problem that requires a machete to reduce. Donald Trump has now taken a machete to government, and they don't know what to do. It's amazing to me. Finally, somebody cares about the taxpayer dollars that are being thrown down the tubes in organizations like AID. And if you think about it, I've seen polls for years, international polls, that show the two countries most hated in the world are Israel and us, despite the fact that we give so much aid to over 180 countries every single year.
Let's stay in California for a minute. You make great points about really who they're looking out for, and it is for themselves. It's not for the children. They're missing children at the border. That was something Tom Homan has highlighted. And yet here we have in California, there's a radio station in San Francisco, and FCC Chair Brandon Carr saying, you need to answer, because they were actually publicizing where the ICE workers are, what type of vehicles are in. I mean, there's raids going on to take criminals off the street, and they're using their broadcast licenses in San Francisco basically to tip off criminals, Larry. This has crossed a very dangerous line now, and this is illegal. I just want to get your reaction, because the station, of course, obviously, no surprise, has George Soros backing and funding.
Yeah, it's an outrage. California is, of course, a sanctuary state. And again, the people that are most hurt by illegal alien violent criminals are people living in the inner city, because that's pretty much where the illegal alien gang members are settling. So you make it soft on crime, you make it easier for them to evade capture. You're making it far more dangerous for the very people that the Democrats purport to care about.
And, you know, they purport to care about, you know, the good things USAID is doing, and yet they also, their argument has no weight, because they're also defending all the nutso stuff that they've been doing. I want to play a little bit from journalist Michael Schellenberger, because basically there's a talk about USAID. The workers are being let go tonight, but it actually looks like there was some coordination with the CIA and Donald Trump's first impeachment. Here's journalist Michael Schellenberger.
The CIA, USAID, and OCCRP were all involved in the impeachment of President Trump in ways similar to the regime change operations that all three organizations engage in abroad. The difference here is that it is highly illegal and even treasonous for CIA, USAID, and its contractors and intermediaries, often called cutouts, to interfere in U.S. politics in this way.
It's amazing we're starting to actually now be able to report this, talk about this openly. Larry, your reaction to how deep the deep state truly goes?
Well, this connection between USAID and the impeachment of Trump, you have to connect the dots. But it turns out that USAID was giving money to so-called media organizations, air quotes, that were publishing stories about Donald Trump's collusion with Russia. And these stories were being picked up by people who wanted Donald Trump impeached for his alleged relationship between Ukraine and Russia, and allegedly getting Donald Trump elected president. So indirectly, our money, taxpayer money, went towards the impeachment of Donald Trump under USAID.